person that's standing, there's a hand on my collar like this here, and controlling the pant, okay? So for this variation, for whatever reason, I got into this position and my opponent has these controls, okay? So before I get into the sweep, one of the things with my own guard in particular is I try to make sure I set a really solid guard defensively. You know, where a person cannot pass my guard, the longer that they cannot pass my guard, and I start figuring out the routes that they're trying to take to do it. Once I figure it out, then I start getting aggressive for my sweeps and my submissions too. But my sweep game is a little bit stronger than my submissions from the bottom. So anyhow, for this, I've read all my partner's intentions, and the person standing, when they start standing, especially if they get a little bit bigger, taller, it gets a little harder for me, shorter, to make that first sweep work. Everybody still should know it. And the sweep that I'm gonna do now is essentially the same sweep, just some of my setups and my grips are gonna be different, okay? So this hand, I'm gonna be controlling the pants this time. So I have a grip on the pants just like this here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna be trying to sit closer to his foot like this here. I have my De La Riva hook established. I want to get my foot a little bit closer, my toes toward the hip, and my knee in like that. Just by doing this right here, that's making his knee turn in. It's going to make it a lot harder for him to pass my guard. Okay? Now, the controls. I'm breaking this grip, and I'm going to keep my foot at his hip and his arm on the outside of my leg like this here. So I'm really starting to dominate this game we got going on. My foot on the hip, measuring, controlling the distance, keeping it in the way. So now we're gonna work more of a sit-up variation for the last sweep that we've done. So when I'm ready to sit up, I'm gonna push on his leg like this here, sit all the way up, bringing my De La Riva hook off and foot towards the ground. And I'm gonna hug his knee, just like this here. So, big detail. When I hug his knee, I need to make sure my elbow, I wanna make sure my elbow is behind the knee like this here. Why am I doing that? When I do that, it's gonna allow my shoulder to get closer to the inside of his knee. There's not gonna be space here for the underhook, him to even control my collar effectively, or even some guys, surprise man, they use like a overhook, the bigger guys. So I got an underhook on his leg, he uses a wizard. So when I sit up and all the way, I hug the leg, I want my elbow to be behind the knee, okay? And I have my sleeve control. Another thing, make sure you train yourself to keep the foot on the person's leg like this here, so they don't get closer to passing their guard. Now, I want to get control of this far collar. Yes, the belt's there, that's the easiest thing to grab, but the far collar is much better at controlling the posture. How do I do that? I'm pulling on the sleeve, I'm pulling his leg closer to me, that's breaking his posture down, and I'm gonna get a grip on the collar just like this here. I need to keep my intention not allowing a gap to happen in this space. So I want to stay close and tight to my partner like this here. Now another thing, we're going to be fighting. So he's going to be fighting to get his posture back. He's going to be fighting, looking to grab my leg. No problem. That's why I have the sleeve control and I have my foot here to battle with you. Now, I'm going to put the De La Riva hook back. I can move this leg back and I'm going to put the hook back. So I'm going to go to my side and put this hook back on him. Just like keep your hand like this. So I went from the sit up back to the De La Riva guard. I have my hook nice and solid, my knees pointed up. This leg, I don't want it here. I want it hooking behind this leg like this here. Why is that? I need to do that to stop the back step from happening, okay? I'm still controlling the sleeve. Now, when I'm ready to do the sweep, the sweep, I'm gonna kick him, get to my knee, and come up. So I'm on my side, I'm gonna pull this sleeve, kick him in that direction, and come up on top. Ending in the side smash position. Once I'm here, I can let the collar go, start hugging the hip, getting the collar and working my guard pass from here. Person does not have a chance to play guard. The first thing he's gonna have to do is try to get spacing away from me. And I'm way ahead of the game here.